Hello everyone, back with another big grid race which occurred yesterday, Wednesday evening, and it's the Paul Ricard circuit that we're going to be racing on tonight. Driving the Aston Martin Vantage V8, and you can see we're on the sort of warming up lap, trying to get some heat into the tyres. Very cold at the moment, but the great thing about this game is that when you're on the warming up lap, whatever you do, so warming up or not warming up the tyres, does have an effect on how you start the race. So we're getting ready to go. Qualified in 22nd place out of 33, so not the best, and I'm going to be level with you right from the word go. The V8 Vantage is not the car to have at the Paul Ricard circuit, and I'll run that through as we go through. But we are at the start of the race, going into turn 1. Bear in mind that most of these people have very decent safety ratings. We should get it relatively clean. Got that Porsche just on the inside there of Cronin, but we're through nice through turn 1 very nicely indeed. We are 20 seconds. We've just lost out. Taking this right-hander, nicely bunched up, but we're all right on the outside. We're going to take the Porsche. Looks like we've got the inside line going into the corner. Yes, we do. Luckily, he backed out of there because I think I went in a bit too deep. And then we've got Torque, which is coming up in the Nissan GTR. So we're going to try our very best to see if we can pass him with a bit of a slipstream. We've also got Schuster in the Nissan, no sorry, my mistake, Honda NSX. So we've got the Nissan ahead of us and the Honda NSX. I'm trying to get a slipstream up the straight, but we're not, it's not a massive, it is quite difficult to actually pass. Yeah, we haven't got a massive amount of straight line speed. And that's also the issue with this car, as I thought it would be quite quick and it's not. But we're going to try and dive down the inside. Schuster on the... Oh, Schuster nearly loses it, but I back out because I didn't want him to hit me. Got a Nissan GTR running wide. Very, very bright colours. Not for me. Take the left-hander now, so that's Legend in the Nissan. Running a bit wide. But we're up to, well, sorry, I say we're 21st. So still holding our line, still not doing too bad. There comes an Aston Martin, and that is going to lose us a place. Yeah, he's easily through, so he's clearly probably got a better setup than me. We've also got Kruger in the Ferrari 488. He's also coming up behind me. Not sure where he's going to go. He's backed off, so that's quite nice. So that's the end of lap 1. Oh, I take it a tiny bit too deep into that, but we've got someone off on the right hand side. That was a Ferrari, not sure who that was, but we've got, well, the Ferrari, to me, if I'm being honest, there's quite a few cars that were Ferrari in this one, so I'm thinking, sort of going forward, that the Ferrari is the car to have. But Schuster in the Honda is struggling a bit, but we're keeping up with him. This part of the circuit is very weak for the Vantage. You can see that they just get ahead of you, and yeah, you've got no chance of getting a slipstream or anything down this back straight. But we're up 1 or 2 places at least, so we've got still 56 minutes to go, so we're not doing too bad. Kruger in the Ferrari is right behind us. He's also going to try, no doubt, and try and take us soon with a much more superior car. Take this fast right hand corner, down a gear. Schuster's running a bit wide. We're going to be able to get him. It's possible. Oh, he's better on the brakes. And that Nissan GTR again is running wide. But have we got Schuster? Let's have a look. Schuster does appear to possibly be behind us. I'm not sure. Just waiting to go into this corner here. No, Schuster holds it together, and that's the thing about this circuit is, if you're on the inside of one corner, it could mean you're then on the outside of the next corner, and yeah, it's one of those circuits where you can race side by side with each other. But Schuster's struggling in the early part of this race. To be fair, so am I. Kruger wants past, obviously holding him up, so he's gonna take the outside going into this corner coming up. That's the end of lap 2. Where's Kruger? Kruger's holding off, so we're managing to keep him at bay at the moment. But he's certainly got the run on us. He looks like he's... Oh, is he going to take the inside? I think he's going to take the inside. I'm not going to fight it too much, to be fair. But we'll see where he goes. He's did back off again. So... Oh, the Nissan GTR running wide. So he's going to have a few little warnings coming up soon. And then he's eventually going to have some sort of time penalty. But we move on another couple of laps. Running in 20th place. Still Schuster ahead of us. And Asterix behind us with Kruger. 2 very fast Ferraris. Very heavy car, bearing in mind I've got this fuel as well. So it's not handling the best. But that's Asterix through. And there goes Kruger. So those 2 Ferraris are gone. Taking this right hand corner. Hit from behind by that Porsche of Yi. And what can I say? What can I say to that? I'll rejoin the race.
Left side, clear left.
Where are we going to start? So we're looking at 30th. Let's have a look at a replay of this. Yi goes down the inside, literally clonks my rear wheel and sends me around. In my opinion, he didn't have that line at all. We'll have a look at another angle from the helicam. You see, totally gets it wrong. He should have backed out. I can't see how that's my fault. I can't even say that's a racing incident, to be honest. Just keep looking at it, and some might say I closed the door. But he was so far behind, actually, I clearly had the line there. And yeah, so pretty much bang last, pretty much minus 2 cars. 52 minutes to go, so part of me thought maybe we might be able to do some work here to see what we can do, see if we can get back up the field. Quick check of the damage status, and if I was to pit, it was only going to add an extra second or so to the pit stop. So yeah, we're not in too bad shape in regards to that, but I honestly really didn't know my true pace up until that point, and I still didn't really know as we're driving now just how well I'm going to do. We move on another lap, so I've got Melandri in the Aston Martin, the yellow one, ahead. He's obviously struggling as well. The car, the Aston Martin, just not ideal for this circuit. The lap times are just well off those that were ahead of us, and I think we could probably both agree that we were, yeah, wrong car. There's the Aston Martin V12, which a few people were running, obviously because it potentially had more power. So I take Melandri down the inside. You'll also notice on the HUD on the left hand side that I have a 5-second penalty, and that was issued to me for the collision with the Porsche where he tapped me and sent me round. Yeah, I'm quite aggrieved by that. Also got a Audi, so the Audi's serving his drive-through penalty. That puts me up to 27th, 49 minutes to go, setting a personal best. But 5-second penalty, really did not understand that at all. Very strange. So we're now 21 minutes into the race. People have started to pit, hence why I'm now up to 19th place on a 1:58 lap time at the moment, which is still relatively slow, but you have to bear in mind as well that we are running heavy fuel loads. I clip that curb and I run a bit too wide. That gives me my first warning of the race. Not entirely impressed by that, because I didn't feel I actually really was gaining too much of an advantage, so that was a bit annoying. But we're pretty much sort of out on our own at the moment. I've got Melandri, who's sort of just floating around behind me by a couple of seconds, and then ahead of us we've got, well, yeah, down the road 4 or 5 seconds we've got Legend and Smits. Yi in the Porsche, which well, he's actually been lapped, so that's quite interesting. So yeah, just out on my own now, just seeing what the nice French countryside's got to offer, and just seeing how things go. The car handling a bit of a bitch, if I'm going to be honest. As much as I like a car that nicely moves around, this Aston Martin on this circuit does like to move around a lot. It doesn't have a massive amount of grip, as much as I thought it would have done, and I would go back and change it straight away if I could have done. I did contemplate the Bentley, but the Ferrari and the Lamborghini, I think, are the 2 cars to have, or the Aston Martin V8 Vantage are the cars to have. So another personal best. Legend is up next in the Nissan GTR. But because this circuit is quite harsh on time penalties as well, so if you run wide you're going to get a time penalty, I was getting a bit sort of, yeah, see, second time penalty just come up there for barely anything. I really don't know what I really did there. I think I took the inside curb a bit too much, and that gave me my second penalty. So that's a bit. So yeah, 2 penalties and 37 minutes to go. I started to have a little bit of a panic on thinking, as well as my 5-second penalty, am I also going to get a drive through at this rate? But it is very stale at the moment. I mean, those ahead are starting to pull away from me. Melandri's still keeping about a 2.5 second gap to me, but we're just finding a pace where I think everyone's settling down. Their fuel loads are coming down quite nicely, so the cars are slowly starting to get quicker. The track's also rubbering in as well, and not only that, but my racecraft and my safety rating is also improving as well. So trying to work out sort of when maybe the pit stop is due. I was probably going to go my best around halfway, as best as I can, you know, providing there was no real issues or I had to come in early, and I was sort of looking at around the sort of 30-minute mark. But we seem to sort of caught Legend quite a bit, but Legend is into the pit lane, so he's now going to go in on 35 minutes. So now that puts us up to 17th. Smits is ahead of us, but looks like he's been lapped already in the Audi. And it's another lap gone, and another lap where I'm just by myself. Just really nothing happening in this race for me at all. Nothing. It was quite exciting at the beginning, and it's just sort of tailing off quite rapidly. You can see there's a bit of a train ahead of us that I really wanted to get onto the back of. It's again with Schuster and Heavey as part of that. But I just think they were just too quick for me. They've got far quicker cars, and unless they're going to hold up each other, I am really struggling now with this car. It should be getting a lot more quicker, and lap time wise we are not going any quicker. So pretty much on the 30-minute mark, that Nissan moves out the way nicely, Franco, but he nearly takes me out. You can just see him hovering, nearly takes me out into that corner, so that was a bit lucky. A bit unnecessary. Could have pit there, but I decided I'd go for one more lap, just try and get the most out of it, so that basically come the end of the race I'll have a bit of a fresher pair of tyres. Car doesn't like that corner, doesn't like that sort of curb that sort of banks slightly, but here we go, 28 minutes, gonna enter this very sharp but very quick sort of straight in pit lane.
What's your speed limit in the pits?
Pit limiter on, so we're due for a 31 second pit stop, which is pretty much just tyre change only, and it's also just going to fix some of the bodywork on the back. I just thought bugger it for 1 second, might as well. It's not really going to change too much. Didn't get the grid place in the pit box exactly lined up as best as I want, but mechanics at work.
The car behind's pitting.
So we rejoin the track. Let's have a look. So it's showing P20 at the moment. Through goes, right, so Legend has just gone through. So we've got, see, also we've got this issue where second has not pit yet. So I don't really want to be holding him up, but I also really want to be getting on top of Legend as well. So let's see how we deal with this one. I thought I'd let Arctic go ahead in his Mercedes, but suddenly out of nowhere this South comes in his McLaren, literally out of nowhere, and he is quick. Just about hold that on, no time penalty at all, luckily. But yeah, this McLaren of South behind us, he is going to pass us easily down this back straight. He's got a nice toe. He pulls out. I'm not going to fight it.
The gap in front is increasing. It's now 2.1 seconds.
Just about there. Any second, there he is, and you can see him. So yeah, just let him through. And we've got Renoir in the Ferrari, who's about 4 seconds behind us. But Legend, I think, was catchable simply because he was a bit all over the place. So keeping an eye on him as we go through the race. Some very strange driving lines there by that McLaren of South, but back to our own race. So 25 minutes to go. One more lap. So Legend has got a drive through and he runs very wide. So through his sort of driving, he's obviously got various time penalties for corner cutting, track limits, etc. So yeah, drive through for him, and we'll have a look. So we try to take the outside, he hugs the inside, so we're not going to pass him there. Gets it a bit wrong on the apex there. Let's have a look what we do. Oh, okay, so I was a bit better on the brakes than he was. Nearly took him out. But when is he going to serve this drive through? Looks like he's going into the pits now. So 22 minutes to go. That's Legend gone. So I don't think we've got to worry about him for the rest of the race. Still running in 20th, but you see we're down to 27 runners as well. So it's not like I'm 20th out of 33 cars, which it was roughly at the beginning. Cars are dropping and I'm sort of basically going back down the line. I mean, look, with 10 minutes to go now, 24 cars running. Renoir in the Ferrari all over my ass, and he's going to look down the inside. I try to hold it out, try to take the inside. He backs off, Renoir. So we're just, but look at that, the car is, yeah, 10 minutes to go with the kind of a freshest new pair of tyres. This car becomes more undrivable the lighter it gets, which you wouldn't think it would be the case. I don't understand that. You'd think it would be more of a driver's car, but it has become more undrivable, and my lap times actually start to get slower. I can't get anywhere near my fastest lap time. And what is my fastest? 1:57.1. There were people ahead of me that were nearly like 1.5 seconds quicker, but Renoir loses connection, and that's him gone from the race. That probably would have done quite a lot of damage if he actually was in that car. So he's gone, and now you've got Yi, who's behind us by, no, I'll take that back because we're on to the last lap. So M is 10 seconds behind us, and McKay is 4.8 well, call it 5 seconds ahead of us. And yeah, we're sort of at the end of the race now, the final lap. We are going to look to finish about 19th at this rate out of 22 cars. A very poor effort by me, something that predominantly was just a bad car choice, and being hit up the rear was the two problems for this race. Final corner, end of the 1 hour race. The 5 seconds is going to be added. Let's just cross the line. So we go to 17th due to drive-throughs, penalties, etc. And that's the end of this big grid race at Paul Ricard. Everyone's slowing down, and yeah, so thanks for watching. Another video on these big grid races will be up soon, and until next time, I will see you all soon.